Good morning, BookTube. Bill Ruttenberg here with the Ruttenberg Library. It's early Monday morning, and I wanted to do my Friday reads. Do not laugh at me. I know it's late, but this is going to be kind of a recap of last week and just what's been going on in life and my planned readings. So I apologize for being late. It happens. But anyway, I wanted to get this video up before I head off to school and teach the kids. So first, before I even get started, I want to give the biggest shout out, a huge thank you to Peg over at the History Shelf. Oh my gosh, she did a shout out for my channel yesterday, and wow, you guys responded, and I really greatly appreciate that. It's really neat to see the community and how supportive, you know, once your name gets out there, how supportive the community can be. And I thought that was really cool. My subscriber number went from, I had like, it was 27 or 28, and then she did that shout out, and I just checked it right before this video, and I am now at 69 subscribers, and I was just like, wow, the power of social media. That is really cool. So thank you to Peg out at the History Shelf. And I would say, if you haven't seen her channel, go pick it up and check out some of her videos. But obviously you guys have. That's how you knew about mine. That's how you got to mine. So anyway, I'll go ahead and give a link to hers down below, just in case you're somebody that stumbles across this video and you didn't know about her. So anyway, again, thank you, Peg. That was very gracious of you. And I guess I gotta give you my excuses for not giving my Friday reads on Friday, or at least Saturday morning. We'd had company in town all weekend, and I'll be honest, the way our house is configured, when we've got company, sound travels around our house, and there's no quiet place. And so just to find a spot to sit down and make a video is, when we got company, it's next to impossible. So it just did not happen. So again, I really apologize for that. But it was good to have the company in town. I'm not complaining about that at all. But that's the reason I didn't get it done. And then, you know, just this last week, the temperatures here in Iowa have been fluctuating. We had Thursday morning when I walked to school, it was about 25 below with the wind chill. 25 below. That was a cold walk. My eyes were burning when I went up the hill towards the school. But then again, on Saturday and Sunday, I was able to go out, take the dog on a walk, and walk around in short sleeves. And so if you, in the Midwest here, especially in Iowa, you know, if you don't like the weather, well, wait till tomorrow. So anyway, had the unfortunate event last night. You know, I had told you about a family member of ours who hadn't been doing real well, and he ended up passing away. He was basically the patriarch of our family, and 95 years old, was going to be 96 this next month, and he ended up passing away last night. And so that was another reason I didn't get a video in last night. Was Sunday we had went to the nursing home and were with him, and we were able to say our final goodbyes. And he was a great man, about as good a guy as you can get when it comes to, you know, leading a Christian life and being able to, you know, show others the examples of what that should be through how he lived his life. And you know, I'd shared with you up until the last 3 weeks, when he had gotten too weak, he was still preaching at the nursing home. He was a preacher all his life, and I mean, from his early 20s all the way up until 95 years old, the man was still preaching, still giving the word, and I just have so much respect for him. And anyway, this week, I don't know how videos are going to go this week, because we're going to have family coming into town from Colorado and Texas, and it's going to get a little chaotic. And so hopefully I can get some up. I'm hoping maybe tonight I can tape several of them and just kind of put them up throughout the day. And anyway, oh, looky here. I have been so jealous of everybody on this channel when they get their dogs up in their laps, because I have got one of the greatest puppies of all time. Come on, come on, come on, come on up, up. I will introduce you to, if she'll get up here. This is Clover. She is a pure American dog. She is a mutt. She had a mama who was a teacup breed of some type of poodle, and we were real excited because we thought we were going to get a dog that was hairless, or not hairless, excuse me, shedless, and wouldn't have hair everywhere. Well, when you mix with a beagle, she sheds, but we love her anyway. So, are you gonna get up here? Come on, come on, come on, Clovey, come on, come on, come on. No? Oh, come here, pup. Come on, come here, come here. Okay, you ready? Yes. So here is my doggie. This is Clover. Yes. She might be a little more camera shy than the rest of your dogs. But anyway, we'll let Clover sit here until she decides to get down. She just got up this morning. I'm guessing she needs to go outside and go to the bathroom, so I probably need to get this video moving. So anyway, I'm pretty excited. I got to have the first part of my February book haul this week, and hopefully at the later part of this week, kind of depending on funeral arrangements and stuff like that, hopefully maybe I'll get a chance to do the second part of a book haul, and I'll do a big video wrap up of my book haul and what I was able to get. So this week, what have I been reading? So I originally had on the schedule to read this Washington biography, and it is still on the schedule, folks. This The Return of George Washington, and but it kind of got put on the back burner. I'm not real sure how I did that, but it was a good book when I started it, so I know I'm gonna get it read in the next week or two. But hopefully I'll get going on this. But now my plans are, or my plan changed to, I picked up this book by Stephen Ambrose, and I'd had it by my bedside, and I started to read it, and it was really, really good. And so I picked it up earlier this week, and then I started reading it a little bit, in bigger chunks. And this, oh my gosh, is a good book. I just finished it right before this video, and so I hope to do a book review on it. And in my personal opinion, I've read several Stephen Ambrose books. I think this book, To America, is probably one of his best, and I'll explain why in the book review. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. But I got that read, and then I started, when I was doing the bookshelf tour last week, one of the books I picked up was Faith and Betrayal. Now, I do need to go back, and I had said that this was I think I said in the video that this was a biography. Well, I'm a moron, what can I say? It's not a biography, or an autobiography, excuse me. It was written by, so let's see, the richly told story of the 19th century woman, the author's great-great-grandmother. So anyway, I won't read the rest, but I was a little off. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, I hadn't read it before, but it's a relatively thin volume. I'm going to knock this out this week, I hope. That is my plan, again, depending on how all the stuff with the family goes. But I hope to knock this book out. I started it. It's really interesting. It's about a woman who immigrates from England, and she comes... She gets to be a part of the Mormon religion, and heads towards Utah, and talks about her life as a Mormon, and then I think she ends up getting out of the faith and leading a whole different path, and it's really seems like it could be a very interesting read. And so I am going to I plan to finish this. That shouldn't be very hard. I should be able to knock that out pretty quick. I also have plans to start a couple more Grisham novels, because as you have started to figure out, I really like John Grisham. I read pretty much, he's got like over 40 books, and I go through all of them about every 2 years. I'll cycle through them all again, just because they're really short, quick reads, and I just enjoy them. But I hope to continue doing book reviews on them. My one thing is I'm very new to the book review process, and so if I am not doing these right, please excuse me. I just hope to get a little better as I go. I know it's not perfect, but who's perfect? So anyway, the two that I wanted to do, first of all, I read this one at Christmas time. I like to read this one. It's a funny, real fun afternoon read. I hope to do a book review on this one maybe later this week. That's my plan, because I have read this one very recently. So Skipping Christmas. They did a movie with good night, Tim Allen, and he was the main guy that the main character in the book, and it was really good. Anyway, and then the next one that I've read three different times, but I'm gonna read it again, is John Grisham's Playing for Pizza, about a guy who ends up having to go to Europe to play football because of some massive mistakes he makes, and it's a real fun read. It's not very big. It's an afternoon read, maybe 2 afternoons for me because I'm slow, but it'll be a good one. I'll do a book review on that, and then because I am nuts, maybe a little bit of an idiot, I don't know, I went to the library. Nothing wrong with the library, but when you've got a stack of books already and a whole bookshelf full of stuff you haven't read, why go to the library? But I did. So I saw right when I walked in, they always have the new books, the brand new ones are put up on top of the shelves and kind of displayed. And the one that popped out immediately that I picked up it's called You Never Forget Your First, a biography of George Washington by Alexis Coe. Now, I've started this. Well, first of all, I'm a George Washington fan, as you have figured out. I've read several. So I thought, biography on George Washington. Of course, the title, You Never Forget Your First, kind of caught my attention right off the get-go, and I'm like, okay, so now what are they trying to say about Washington? My mind kind of went in 30 other directions. And so I picked it up, and I got to realizing that it is a little bit of a regular biography. Whew. I thought maybe they were going to try to say some off-color things about him, but didn't know. Picked it up, and I'm going to finish reading this. I kind of got it started there, and I'll let you know what I think. I'll be honest, I'm not super impressed yet, but I'm going to give it a chance. I don't want to judge too far ahead. Let me give it a chance, and then I'll tell you what I think. Now, it's a 7-day read from the library, so I got to really get going on this one. It reads pretty quick. So that is my plans for my reads. Now, I did want to say one other thing. I've been watching Steve Donahue, like pretty much everybody else in the world, and he's been talking, or he had several videos there for a while on Trollope books, and I had absolutely never heard of Trollope, and I had never seen it, never heard of it, and sure enough, I was at my, at the bookstore looking through the used stuff, and guess what popped up? A Trollope book. Now, I hesitated to buy it. I did not buy it. I think I'm going to go back and buy it. It was a very short novel. I don't even know that it was like 150 pages, maybe 200. I don't think 200. I think it was around 150. So it'd be a real short read. And I think I'm going to go pick that up based on Steve Donahue's, what all he said about the Trollope books. Like I said, I'd never heard of them, and then sure enough, it pops up at the bookstore. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention was, I told you the subscription stuff, it kind of blew up, which is awesome. The only problem is I'm a technological moron. And so you are going to have to please be patient with me as I start going through messages, and I'm trying to answer them back. I answered several back last night, and another reason I didn't get another video up, I was answering that stuff and trying to figure out how to work the YouTube channel, and just be patient with me as I'm going through this learning process. But yeah, that is my Friday reads on a Monday morning, a much delayed video. And again, I apologize. But you guys have a great week and happy reading.